Riggy has spilled the beans on the latest plans to rig the elections, and today I'll talk about nothing but Riggy because he had a lot to say. He alleges that there's a game being played by the vice chairman of the IEBC, who allegedly is also an ODM official, or rather a former ODM official, and she is very close to Ali Hassan Joho. He proceeded to add that the new commissioners have advertised a tender for the supply, delivery, installation, testing, and maintenance of an integrated election management system, this being Smartmatic. Interestingly, about a week ago, Kalonzo did say that they will oppose any attempt by the IEBC to bring Smartmatic or any successor proxy or vendor operating through opaque agreements back into this country. Riggy went on to say that the chairman and Joho have come up with a company called Miro System Company Limited from Korea, and this company has made specs for this tender tailor-made for this company. He went on to say that this company is a failure because in all the elections that it has participated in, it has failed. We cannot accept this company, he said. It is being pushed by the vice chair of the IEBC together with Ethicon. And before we proceed, we take a slight detour to look at this headline. The IEBC has now said that university degrees are not required to contest for elective posts in 2027, which means if Oscar Sudi was popular enough, he could be running this country in 2027. And some way, somehow, there are some people who believe we are headed to Singapore. And now we come back home to Riggy. Apparently, Kenyans have told him after they've analyzed the political situation in the country that he is a preferred candidate for the presidency in 2027. He did say though that in the event that his colleagues persuade him otherwise, then he should not be in any way the reason that the United Alternative Government does not see presidency in 2027, which means he would rescind or resign from being the presidential candidate. He did, however, call on the Gen Zs to crown him as their leader. In a new turn of events, he has finally announced that after his American tour, he will be heading for a tour of Luo Nyanza counties, adding that he has spoken to Babu Owino, who is allegedly his buddy, and he will be touring Kisumu, Homa Bay, Migori, and Siaya County. He also spilled the beans on why he has such little regard for Kindiki, and I'll spare you this whole entire paragraph, but in essence he just said that this guy has no balls whatsoever because he can't do what needs to be done. He was also sure to set the record straight that he is not trying to get William Ruto out of office out of bitterness, but it's because he yearns for good leadership for this country, saying that he was impeached, but that does not mean he cannot be the president. And if you don't believe him, he is urging you to go and read the Constitution. And that wasn't the only thing he was clarifying. Apparently, William Ruto said he cannot work with Riggy, but Riggy believes that the reason why William Ruto cannot work with him is because he has no price and cannot be intimidated. And finally, quite some interesting bit of information that I came across here. Allegedly, and this is according to Ndindi Nyoro, Riggy begged him to fund the DCP